We're starting a new product online it's called a case study, a 6-month case study, where I'm going to be working with a small group of people virtually. So it's almost like each month we're going to be sitting around doing what you and I, what we're all doing here, learning more and more about the Gabriel method and talking about everybody's specific things. So it's a way of being more customized. I'm working on Wall Street, right? So I'm meeting all, I got my tie on and business. I'm going into these big power business meetings, and I got these seeds taped in my ear, and I'm doing the projections, and they're going like this, trying not to, not listening to a word I'm saying, trying not to look at the seeds in my ear.
PowerPoint doesn't matter.
Can you go like this, If you get that fat program being activated in a world of all you can eat, excess empty calorie foods,
guess what?
you've got a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. And I lived through that. And so everybody is so focused on calories in, calories out, just eat less. You go to a doctor and the modern medical paradigm says eat less, and he looks at you like, oh, you don't care, this guy doesn't care about himself. He's weak, he's lazy. Just go on a diet, buddy. Stop eating so much fried chicken. That's what they're thinking. But when you've lived through it, when you've tried to eat the less fried chicken, and when you've tried everything they say, and your body just keeps slowing down and getting hungrier and hungrier, when you've lived through it, there's more going on. So when I work with people, I try to figure out what's activating their fat programs. And so what we're going to be doing in this case study is I'm going to have the opportunity, it's going to be a small enough group, it's going to be a virtual group where we're going to meet just like this, but it's going to be small enough that we can all kind of learn from each other and figure out what it is, how do we refine our situation. Here's the thing, okay, you said you started gaining weight when you got married. Now that's a really, really common thing. So you're attributing it to some voice that's in your head, but the voice to me is very secondary. Because the first thing is survival. So when you're in a marriage, there's always boundary issues. So you had a 3-year marriage. So already, if you had a 3-year marriage, I'm assuming that it wasn't great, right? So those boundary issues were, so that was a trigger already. That was your original trigger. So these type of issues are more important to me than your staff making sprouted grain bread for you. Do you understand? Because if these issues went away, you wouldn't, none of the other things would matter. Sure, it's important to nourish yourself and take care of digestion issues, but the whole purpose of talking like this is to prioritize. When you feel like you don't have enough, your body's going to want to help you save. Now, what's the one thing your body can save? A resource that your body can save. Fat, it's the only thing.
That's interesting because the price, I work in the silver industry. And the price of silver skyrocketed 2 years ago. And all the orders dropped down.
And that's when you gain the 20
kilos. Well, that
20 kilos of silver.
You see, well, look at it though. You see, if you look at how brilliant our bodies are, remember I said they're living consciousness, right? So our bodies are living consciousness, and they're trying to understand the stresses of our life. They're actually trying to protect us. So let's go a little bit further. Let's talk about the polycystic ovarian syndrome. Okay, so polycystic ovarian syndrome is going to create a hormonal environment that will cause you to gain weight. There's no question about it. But here's a really important point, that by doing that, you are actually solving her problems. Because you're letting go of her is solving your problem, which energetically will solve her problem. You see, your problems right now are interrelated. By doing that, you're actually going to be healing her, whether you realize it or not, because that dynamic isn't going to happen, because all of your pain becomes her pain. What happened when you pasteurize the milk, your body recognizes it as a toxin that causes inflammation. Now the hormones involved in inflammation activate the fat programs. So it's not calories in again. So you can have the same milk. If it's raw, your body's going to get nourished, you're going to lose weight. If it's pasteurized, you're going to gain weight. It's because of the hormonal experience. Okay, so you're in these areas where you're at risk, right? So what do you feel more when you're in those environments? Do you feel the feeling of unsafety, that you're at risk, or the feeling of, oh, this is so horrible, life is so horrible for people? Like what's the overarching feeling that you're feeling? The first place we always go is, well, you eat a lot of Balinese food, and what about rice? That's where we're conditioned. We always want to go there, right? But
that's the problem, isn't it?
Right?
It's not the root cause.
But that's where we're. But is that getting anywhere near where we need to be? Anymore, but it falls off your body. But you're fit, happy, healthy, confident, content, and living your most perfect, ideal life. I really appreciate all of you coming today.
Thank you. That was really great. Now, can you pass the pizza, please?